Hi, welcome. I'm Gautam Ashok, chess teacher. In this lesson, we are going to learn about L method. So let's understand when we need L method. Let's say we are in an endgame position. We are left with only one pawn and a king. And we are successful to promote it as a queen. We have a queen. How to checkmate the enemy king? So let me give the position. We are playing from white. Let's have one pawn and opponent is left with only the king. Okay, this is the scenario. You are left with only one pawn. Now answer me, can you win this game with having only one pawn? Yes. If you can promote the pawn and if you are able to make the queen, and then we can use a technique called as L method. Okay, so first let's promote the pawn. It is white's turn. So trying to promote the pawn, he pushes the pawn. Yeah, king can make some random moves and all of a sudden we got a queen. And now the situation is we should have a method to checkmate the enemy king using our king as well as queen. So okay, let him make a move here. And if you don't know the technique, we will do random moves like check and here and there and here and there. We are not able to make checkmate here. So we need a proper technique. For that reason, we need to understand few things. First of all, what is the exact position we are aiming for? So let's see a situation where we can do checkmate. For that, let's do a comparison. I have kings in the border, like in the sideline. Now count how many escaping ways he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you count, it will be like 5. I am placing it in the corner, one of the sideline. 1, 2, 3. Very less. Let's imagine if the king is not in the sideline. All of a sudden, the number of escaping ways are too high. It will be like 8. If it comes out of the sideline, the number of escaping ways are 8. So here in the sideline, you can count and it will be like 5. But when it comes out of the sideline, it will be having 8 escaping ways. It is we are able to understand that it easily can be checkmated in the sideline, but when it comes out of the sideline, it has too many escaping ways and it is going to be very difficult to arrest the king. So the first point to remember is we should target the enemy king to send him into the sideline. Okay, let's imagine we already sent him in the sideline. He is in one of the sideline. We know that that is the best place to checkmate because the number of escaping ways are less. Now if you not do something special, it will come out of the sideline. So to make him to stay in the sideline, we need to do something. So I am just taking one position as example. Right now the enemy king is already in the sideline. We should not allow him to come out of that line. For that reason, the hero here is the queen. The queen can go and lock and make the king to stay in the sideline. So very simple. Just identify the next line which is in next to the king's line. So already the king is standing in this line. If you are able to make the queen to stand in this line, make sure it is a safe square. What does it mean? I can also go to here, but king can simply capture us. So here we have another option to come and stand in this line. Now it is like an imaginary jail. So we locked the enemy king. There is no chance to come out of that zone. So the queen is doing the job. The enemy king got stuck in that line. There is no chance to come out of it. Okay, step 2 done. That means locking the enemy king. How? We used the queen. How exactly we have done it? We placed the queen next line to the king's line. And now we are not able to checkmate right now. We need some help from the king. The queen asked king, "King, please come near to the enemy king so that we can both together checkmate the enemy king." And now the white king will start marching towards the enemy king. So we know that enemy king will stay there only. and once our king reaches the right position, and okay, here a point to remember: don't interrupt into the queen's line. The purpose of the king is just to give backup to the queen. So we are not going to give checkmate. It is impossible also with the king. We are here to give backup. So right now we are in a situation we can give backup to the queen. The best square to give checkmate is closest, I mean exactly opposite square. The queen should arrive to that square and make sure the king is giving backup. And we must remember that the main purpose the king why he arrived to that square is to give backup. When the queen reaches to the closest square, I mean the exactly opposite square, this is the best square to checkmate, and it will be checkmate. Okay, so if you come to this square, I mean not the closest, there might be a chance of escaping, but when you choose the closest square, then definitely it will be checkmate. Okay, so let's come back and let's observe what will happen if I interrupt the queen. If you interrupt the queen, all of a sudden, as we discussed in the previous position, the queen is like constructing a imaginary wall, but now that got blocked by the king. These squares are no more under the queen's control, and the king will be very happy and he will say bye and he will come out of the sideline where he has having too many escaping ways, and it is going to be very difficult to checkmate. So now we realized how important not to interrupt the queen's range. This is what I mean, the queen's range. So these are under the control of the queens. No, we should not interrupt. And the main purpose of the king is to give backup. Okay, by the way, I'm Gautam Ashok, chess teacher. So just to remind who I am. And now I want to take another situation where the king is not in the sideline. Previously, the king is in the sideline, and now I want to take another position where the king is not in the sideline. So here comes a technique called as L method. See, now we want to send the king to any of the sideline. So any of the sideline will be so helpful. For that purpose, we have a method or a technique. Just keep placing our queen in the L shape to the enemy king. We know that the knight can move in L shape, right? So identify the squares which are in L shape to the enemy king, simple, and try to place our queen in the square. So right now I found it. So it is like a opposite of magnets. If you have played with magnets, so opposite sides, like they will just send the other magnet away, right? Similarly, it is also pushing the enemy king to exactly opposite side. As we took control of these squares, he has to go backward. So let's say he went to this square. Now again try to identify the L square shape and place our queen in the L shape. If you keep on doing that, slowly he will reach backward and backward. At one moment he has to reach the sideline. Right now he has to reach the sideline, and also he has another option to come to this square and not to reach the sideline. Objectively, he will definitely choose this because he knows it's a big disaster once he reaches the sideline. And now again, just continue with placing the queen in the L shape. Once we realized that he reached the sideline, this is the important moment. A alarm should be sounding in our mind. Hey, this is important moment. He reached the sideline. We should lock him with our queen. How we can lock him? Just place our queen next to the king's line. How? There are three options here, but choose the safe square. If you go to this square, king is ready. The same with the other square, and this square is safe, and now you can see a imaginary wall for the enemy king built by the queen. Okay, and now the queen is shouting that, hey king, I done my job. Now it's your turn to come and give backup, because I am alone not able to arrest the enemy king, I mean checkmate the enemy king. So the king will shout, okay, wait, I'm coming. Okay, the king will start marching. Once the king reaches the right square at the right moment. Oh, so I should come backward. Okay, the king reaches, and now choose the closest square. This is the closest square. Make sure our king is giving backup, and that will be like checkmate. So that is how you can checkmate the enemy king using one single pawn. So yeah, if you have one extra pawn, if you are able to promote that pawn when the enemy king is alone, you can use L method. So now we understood why we have to force him to go into the sideline, because there he is having less number of escaping chances. For that reason, we have a technique called as L method, so that we can force him to go into the corner and then we can checkmate him. In the next part, we will do more positions and also some practical tasks. By the way, if you want to get complete training, I'm giving my numbers in the description. You can contact my number or to my WhatsApp, and I am here to give complete chess course at the best affordable price, and every lesson will be in detail and in an understandable manner. For every lesson we have also have practical tasks also, which is so beneficial. I hope that training course will help you in improve your chess. So meet you in next lessons. Until then, take care. Bye bye. See you.